Hello and welcome to another episode of Journeys in Fandom.
We're back for an expected bonus episode. We hadn't got anything planned, and then stuff happened.
Yes, and when we talk about stuff, we're talking about Doctor Who.
Because of course we are. It's like our go-to topic to moan about.
Although, after today, we probably won't be moaning about it for a while, I don't think.
No, probably 3 to 5 years, right?
Yeah, or 10 if we're lucky.
Yeah, maybe 20.
Ooh.
Could you just imagine us in 20 years' time, how grumpy and old we'll be then?
Oh, good God. Yeah, 20 years.
I'd be in my mid-60s.
Yes, I am.
Just mid-60s.
Oh, Lord, there's a thought.
Yeah. The grumpiest of old men.
Yes.
So, I guess for those that live under a rock, Doctor Who is done? Question mark.
Got cancelled?
RTD's gone. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
The Beeb have finally done an announcement saying what is happening with Doctor Who, and the answer is not a lot. The Christmas special that we're all speculating on of what was going to happen is not going to be happening.
Yes, it never was going to be happening, as we found out.
So, how do you want to do this? Do you want to talk about, obviously, what they announced, then what we think of what they announced, and then what our friend in the Metro said?
And what we would do with the future.
Yes.
So,
so this week, the Beeb announced that RTD had quit. The Christmas special was not going to be happening, and they were going to be putting Doctor Who out to competitive tender.
Yeah, that was an interesting way of phrasing it, wasn't it?
Yes, which is exciting, interesting, and a bit weird.
Yeah. And then immediately after, RTD posted a post on Instagram saying that there was no Christmas episode. It was all a complete lie, and it was just there to basically fill the gap. And thanks everyone, off I go. Basically, that was it, wasn't it?
Yeah, which was unexpected. And I really want to talk about it, but I don't want to talk about it yet.
Okay, let's just do competitive tender. So obviously the Disney deal fell through. Well, it didn't fall through. They didn't get renewed. They tried to shop it to other places. No, everyone else turned them down from all accounts. And now they're going back out. It's interesting. It's quite obvious that the BBC haven't got the money to produce it in its how it used to be produced, Tennant Smith era. So they're looking for a partner like Disney and to a certain extent Bad Wolf, because that was an independent company, wasn't it? To co-produce it. BBC own the rights to Doctor Who. They retain the rights to Doctor Who, but they're looking for someone to basically pay the bills.
This does beg the question, because obviously Doctor Who historically has been a success. So if you think, well, if the Beeb haven't got the money to produce the early era stuff to the same spec, why not? Because if Doctor Who is a money-making machine that it used to be, surely it's a self-fulfilling thing, right? You make a series, you sell a load of merch, jobs are good.
Well, I suppose you can unpick that in lots of ways. It isn't what it used to be. It hasn't been what it used to be for a long time.
Yes.
I would even go back as far as mid-Capaldi. It started falling off. There isn't any merch at all. There was hardly anything during this RTD era in comparison. You remember the Tennant era where you get all the action figures, everything. It was all out. It was all there. Hardly anything. Sonic screwdrivers, yes. Hardly any action figures at all. It's genuinely not what it was. So there's probably one thing. It's not making the same amount of money as it was 20 odd years ago.
But I'm just trying to think while I'm talking, which is always dangerous. But is that the world changing, or is that Doctor Who not being what it was? Because again, like do kids nowadays still collect like action figures like we would have when we were youngsters? And you think, well, part of it might be a bit more, the world's a bit more digital and like tangible things aren't as much of a thing anymore. But by the same token, obviously, we think it's fallen off a cliff. But is that our little bubble of two old men that shout at clouds, or is that the main perspective?
I think, well, my son collects action figures, wrestling, Star Wars. So I think that market's still there. I just don't think there's enough of Doctor Who. Like I said, you've got the main characters, but you got none of the monsters, none of the villains. There was nothing. Whereas in the Tennant era, they were churning out everything from the series. You get an action figure for it. No matter what episode it was, you like the Cassandra one. I always keep seeing at conventions, all that kind of stuff. But they churned them out.
Yeah.
But there doesn't seem to be any merchandise at all. Certainly over the last two Doctor, we don't include Tennant number 2, but certainly the other ones, there isn't hardly anything. So, no, I think there's still a market for it. I just don't think, and I don't think it's popular enough. Maybe,
because again, like when we were in our younger years and less grumpy, we had things like Doctor Who Experience. It did a tour in London. It had a permanent home in Cardiff. It did a tour of the UK for a bit. But again, there's nothing like that anymore. And even things like Yanto's Shrine and stuff like that, these are all being slowly removed. Yes, there's for other reasons for it, but actually, you think, well, has it had its time? Are we in 1987 or 89, whenever it was again?
Yeah, no, I think there's a combination of things why it's not as popular as it was, and obviously we'll come to the material itself, but I think it's gradually been on that drop down, probably since the 50th, maybe, and it's kind of never really recovered from that. So I think they've certainly lost a lot of money that way. Why the BBC can't fund it themselves, considering how much we pay for a license fee, I don't know. That seems a bit odd.
But then again, to go for a broader context, like, the license fee doesn't generate as much as it used to because not as many people pay it. And obviously the license fee has got a certain cap to it. And you think, well, actually, is the license... I might have imagined this, but I've heard stories before where like the BBC sort of saying, well, actually, the license fee isn't enough to cover what we're doing. So you might need a license fee that is just a license to have a TV, full stop. Not just for live TV. So is it the funding model that the Beeb now have also impacting them? Yeah,
could be that, again, obviously everything costs more these days as it compared to 20 years ago anyway. So trying to make something along those lines. Because I don't think you don't need the flashy Disney CGI to make good stories. If you go back to original New Who, it wasn't that flashy CGI at all. It was good stories, good writing. And yes, you had the various monsters, but it was kind of still homemade to a certain extent. You didn't need all that flashy stuff.
Yeah, I personally find that the flashy Disney stuff actually detracts from what you're doing rather than adds to it.
Yeah.
And you just go, you don't... But even like with the newer stuff, we had The Well, which was very like Midnight 2, wasn't it? And I went, well, actually, that could have been filmed in a cupboard, and it would have had the same impact as an episode. It doesn't need a huge budget because it is very, it's very just contained.
Yeah, no, it shows it can be done. So there's obviously, the financial aspect of it. I think there's also the baggage it now comes with.
Yeah.
Reading some of the reports and listening to some of the stuff, it seems that BBC did shop it around and no one was interested. And so this is why it's gone out to tender, because no one wants to pick it up to do anything with it, which again is true. I don't doubt that.
Yeah. And again, like, if there was not value, but if there was value to it, a Netflix or an Amazon or a Hulu or HBO or whoever would have just gone, yes, chef, we'll have some of that.
Yeah, because Netflix and Amazon.
Yeah,
it's actually quite a telling point. The fact that the big names, Netflix and Amazon and Disney, obviously dropped it, not interested in it. That
because
shows
is it AMC that's picked up the old stuff for like the States and bits like that?
Picked up everything up to
the Disney era.
Yeah. As it's that the American contract as was, which is again very telling.
Yeah, because I don't think that's even still a thing. But something like the CW or something like that, you could imagine that kind of entity picking up Doctor Who, and you would end up with like an Arrowverse version of Doctor Who, which would be weird.
Yeah,
could you imagine?
So it's I think that's telling that no one wants it. And it's really, it's now like, it's got like the Poison brand where no one wants to touch it. And so that's why it's kind of been left to go out to tender.
Yes, because obviously the B were looking for cash, whereas you're just going, well, actually, guys, we want you to pay us to do this because it's not the hip young thing anymore. Yeah. It's been back for 21 years now. That is ancient in TV circles.
Yeah, you forget, don't you, how long it's actually been. Because not only it's the company that's going to make it, it's the person who is going to run it as well.
Yeah.
And apart from the dude who made Babylon 5, there's no one vocally who said, I want anything to do with this. And again, it's probably because of the baggage. Because it is a big undertaking in itself, but I think it's got so much negativity floating around with it, no one really wants to touch it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You have got this monstrous entity with a fan base that is dedicated, let's say, and there is no way to please the entirety of that fan base. But again, like, how much of that fan base is actually still there? Because as we've discussed before, like the old school fan and the modern fan may not be the same people anymore.
No, because I think and we can go into more detail in a minute, I think they've run off a big chunk of the fan base, and what's left is the people like us who are dedicated by loyalty and
Stockholm syndrome.
And the people who are kind of won the battle, got it twisted to what they wanted, but now that it's gone, they'll just go to something else, and then what you're left with is the very small group of fans that are left, and that's what happens with these things. Yeah,
for sure. So what was next on our discussion points that I've completely remembered?
Yeah, I can't remember either. So it was tender.
Yeah.
There was Russell's comments about Christmas.
So what do we think about RTD and how this whole thing was handled?
I think it was handled really badly.
Yeah.
And his comments, you could read it one way as 2 fingers up, ha, I had the last laugh, I'm going, that kind of stuff. With a little bit of bitterness towards the BBC, maybe. I don't know. I think there was obviously something there, wasn't there? Because he's quite openly said that the Billy Piper thing was a Hail Mary to try and get another deal. But then you can understand the lie, but for weeks and weeks and months, he's been in interviews saying, "Oh, we've got a Christmas special. I've got these scripts. It's going to be great. It's going to answer all the questions." But there wasn't anything. And I can understand, because he did an interview, because he's got his other show, it's finished now, that was out, the other thing with Alan Cumming in it and whatnot. And they were asking about Doctor Who, and he said, "Oh, it's going to be an announcement. It's all going to be sorted for Christmas," all that kind of stuff. Obviously, he knew that it wasn't. And I get the feeling that they waited till his show had finished airing before putting that out, probably as a favour. So I just get the feeling he left on a bit of a bitterness, that he wanted to do more, but they said no.
That's the thing, to be the guy that brought it back and the guy who's potentially put it in the ground, it's a double-edged sword, isn't it? Yeah.
Let's be frank. I think he has. I think he's in. If you go back, when you look back in history, he will be fabled as the man who brought back Who and the man that killed it. Simple as.
Yeah, and I think as from a integrity point of view, both from the BBC and from RTD, yes, I can understand the political points behind the scenes of just going, we've announced it, we've got to keep the pretense up while we work stuff out in the background. Yeah. But actually, if you're going to announce it, do it. But I also understand the fact that stuff gets cancelled or rearranged or rescheduled and stuff like that. But there was rumours before the cancellation notice even happened that it was going to be pushed back till Easter or something like that. And you think, well, that means the ship was leaking because the rumours were starting. Because, again, no one had seen anything. No one had announced anything. And you think, well, something's got to happen here, guys, because it's meant to be on in 6 months. It's got.
Yeah,
when are you going to film?
And actually, I think we talked about it, didn't we? There was all those genuine, not rumours, they were genuine posts saying that the set had been taken down way back in this time last year when it had just finished. And then suddenly they said, we've got the Christmas special. And we were going, that's a bit odd because they've just taken the set down. They have to rebuild it all and all that stuff. So they'd actually, there was no intention of actually doing the Christmas special at all, I don't think. It was a case of holding pattern. Okay, sorry, you're going to go.
Yeah, it's such a... Again, it leaves a bitter taste in your mouth when you're just going, well, you've just sat for the last X months lying to your audience, saying that something is going to happen when actually you never had any intention, or you're stringing people along with the hope that dangling that carrot is going to bring in the money to then let you do something, but at which point you must have had an idea of where you were going with this. Because let's face it, you cast Billy Piper as the Doctor or whomever.
I don't think he knew where that.
There must have been some kind of one-off random idea, just going, oh yeah, I'll do that. And you just think, what planet were you on?
Because if you remember, it was all going to be about Susan, wasn't it? And then they ditched that storyline. I think that whole Billy Piper thing was just made up on the spur of the moment. They filmed it afterwards anyway. He's already admitted that. They slotted it in. It was a Hail Mary to try and get it renewed. It didn't get renewed, so it's left. And we'll come to the canon of the show in a really weird situation where you've got this thing that just happened that no one has any explanation for, and the poor sod who has to pick it up has to make it work. We'll come to that again, and then we'll talk about how we would do it. But it's so open-ended. It's not like it was when it was cancelled before, when it ended on the end of the series and the Doctor walked away with Ace.
They just walk away, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah, well, and also the TV movie, the same thing. He just goes off and that's it. So it's left quite nice. But this is left in such a mess that it just feels like it's people's desperations trying to get things to work has kind of ruined the moment a bit.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I think there was an acrimonious, that's a good word, split, and because they've all gone. His original. It's that I keep seeing the remember the Christopher Eccleston quote from the convention he did. That's been doing around saying sack this, sack that, and then the people go, so he's coming back then.
yeah. Come on, Chris, come back, save the day. We got this.
So RTD. Sadly, he has brought it back, and he's watched his creation die.
Yeah. What is it they say? He died a hero long enough to become the villain?
Yeah, and that's it. He's become a villain.
Yeah.
Shall we just touch on his legacy then? Because that's an interesting thing. So like we said, he is fabled for bringing it back, and then he lost his way and made it worse. And then, I'll be honest, there were glimpses within the last 2 and a bit series of some good stuff, but there wasn't much good stuff. And it just what I find interesting is you get the best 10 or best 20 Who episodes ever, and there are episodes on that list that you and I categorically panned as like the worst thing that ever been filmed for TV.
And the ones where we were saying, well, this is really good, don't get a mention. And now the conspiracy theory in me is going, well, actually, are those lists being tweaked to put like some of the new episodes on them just to say, oh yes, these were really good seasons? And you go, were they though?
Yeah, if
or
it's
were
any
they
of
just
the
tripe?
mainstream media, including the Metro, then yeah, they'll be looking for foot in the door, points to be scored. They'll be looking for favours. I never trust any of those, especially the Radio Times, any of those lists, because they're always skewed towards an agenda of whoever's writing it to kind of get some brownie points off someone somewhere.
When I see Dot and Bubble on a list of 10 great episodes ever, I go, I'm sorry, did you watch the same episode I did? Because that was tripe. It was just bad.
Yeah, there wasn't many. I saw one of my Facebook posts saying about how good Rogue was, and that was a good episode. There was. I always say, and I said it before on these things, potential, and I hate it when potential's wasted.
Yes.
And when potential gets wasted, it really frustrates me, because what could have been so much better wasn't, and it doesn't matter if Doctor Who, it could be anything, and it just really annoys me.
It's that what if, isn't it? Where you just go, oh, but it could have been so much better.
Yeah, and it wasn't, and I think that's my sadness. There's one thing, and I don't necessarily subscribe to this, but it was an interesting take. Someone said that Russell these days can only write from the viewpoint of a gay man. He's lost the ability to write anything else. And I look back at the stuff he's done recently that's been really good, and it's all been, for obvious reasons, from those viewpoints. And this person said that he's lost the ability to write anything else. Criticism, but it might be that he's over the years lost his ability to write from any other viewpoint.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But what I don't get, right? Big Finish, the audio dramas they do.
Yeah,
those are all really good.
Yes, no matter what you listen to, they're all really good.
Yeah, why can't we just do that for a TV show?
Someone posted on the bottom, the Big Finish posted something, and someone said, well, when are you going to put in a tender? It's no brainer, because I know it's Gattis, it's what's his face, it's the old crew, but they do write really good stories, and they know Doctor Who, and they know what works, and they write really good story arcs that span multiple episodes. So like, some of the stuff is really intricate, but it flows through the stories, which even Moffat couldn't really grasp that at times. But yeah, they seem to be able to do that in Big Finish really well. Maybe that's because they have a long period of time to kind of do it because of the recording stuff, how it would translate to TV. But no, I'd give them a go, easy.
And I think that's the thing, you've got longer episodes, so you can do more, and you aren't constrained by practical effects either. So you can just go, I want to do this. You go, cool, pew, 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 there's a space battle, done. You haven't got to worry about the budget. You've just got to describe it and get the imagination going. I think that's the thing. Our imagination is filling in the gaps, which you can't do on a TV show.
Yeah, but they have got the storylines down to a fine art. Yeah. And they understand Doctor Who, where Russell, I think, does somewhere deep down, but it's got morphed with other things, and it just got completely distorted.
Yeah, it's like I keep seeing like Facebook posts saying like bring back Stephen Moffat, like in case of cancellation, break glass with Moffat in a film. Going, please don't do that.
Whoever they pick and whoever they do, they need fresh. It needs to be fresh blood. It can't be a repeat of the same faces anymore, because we proved that doesn't work. It needs to be someone with a grasp of modern day TV. I would even argue it needs to be American, something that's not British, something with someone who can do episodic TV well, and not necessarily one person, because I think that's where it's always fallen down with the one person showrunner. Shows these days doesn't work, whereas in America you get a writing team, don't you? You get obviously a lead writer,
the classic writer's room, isn't it?
Yeah, and that seems to do well. Some of the shows, The Boys being one of the examples, seems to do rather well. Some of them don't do very well, but I think that's
until the last season where they kind of lose the plot.
God, don't do that in a minute. But yeah, so it needs to be someone fresh. Oh yeah, I don't care if it's an American or whoever. It just needs someone who's good.
Yeah. One thing I did see is they were using the Tennant fake regeneration. They were saying if you'd have had like this on Amazon or Netflix, where they drop a series at a time, those kind of cliffhanger episodes then don't work, because like on terrestrial TV, you have to wait a week and speculate and panic and go, what the hell have I just seen? Whereas on the modern day streaming era, you go, oh no, it's available now. So I know like lots of streaming services have gone back to like the 1 episode per week model, because it's better, because you then keep your TV show in the psyche for more than 5 minutes.
I'm trying to think of who's done that recently, but yeah, they've shifted the model where they'll do 2 episodes drop instead of 5.
Yeah, like the first 3 might drop, and then you go, actually, here's the next one, like the rest are all 1 a week.
Disney do it now, like with Daredevil, they did it.
Yes,
I'm sure. Yeah, Netflix. I think they have quietly shifted away from
like looking at The Boys. I think that was done weekly and stuff like that. So you actually have, so you then have to wait, because otherwise people will just splurge it in 1 day and it's then gone. It's out of the news cycle for forever.
Yeah. So I think that's quietly started happening, and without really, I've not really noticed it. But now we're talking about actually, there's quite a lot of shows that are doing that, gone back to 1 episode a week. Which is, again, fair enough.
Yeah, because it allows you to do that, like, cliffhanger, big kind of finale episode thing, rather than going, oh no, I've now got to wait 7 days. What am I going to do with myself? I know, I'll talk about it online.
Yeah, and build.
Yeah, I'll keep it in the conversation. Yeah.
Dear.
Yeah. So, are you going to miss it?
No. I'll be frank. I think the adage, how do we miss you if you won't go away? I think it needs to go away now. I think there's too. I'll miss these conversations.
Yeah.
But I think it's a combination of it's been on too long. It's got too much baggage. There's too much angst around it. There's too much infighting around it. It's not a pleasure anymore, and it just needs to go away, let the dust settle, and then come back. And that if that's 5 years, 10 years, whatever, it needs to go away. I'm not going to miss it. It's a shame, but I'm not going to miss it.
I think we both summed it up when we watched the last 2 seasons. We said we are doing this. It feels like a chore to watch it. We're not doing it because we're enjoying it. We're doing it to record a podcast about it. And that was a really weird feeling as a fan, when you're going, actually, I'm not sure I'm a fan anymore, because I've been beaten up by this thing so much that actually going, please stop. Please, who hurt you? Just leave me alone. Just take 5 years off, work out what you're doing, and come back to me.
I've been doing that a lot longer than you, because you didn't watch much of Jodie Whittaker's at all, did you?
I watched the first season and went, that's enough.
Yeah. So I watched,
and even Capaldi, I had the same issue, and went, I'm just not vibing with it.
I think Capaldi was all right with, because of him, because of his dedication and his performance and stuff like that. But yeah, let's be frank. I'm going to be frank. It was the Whittaker era Chibnall thing was the sort of like the start of the beginning of the end, and then RTD just put a final nail in the coffin. But no, yeah, you're right. I've been doing how many seasons? 4, 5, 4.5 of just waiting, just watching it with loyalty, and just going, this is absolutely rubbish. But I'm watching it because it's Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could have quite easily stopped watching it, and I wouldn't have missed anything.
Yeah, I think this is the thing where it's a classic like breakup thing of it's not me, it's you. The case of normally we say it's not you, it's me, and we go no, it's definitely you. Please go back and think of what you've done.
Yeah, it's a shame, but no, I won't miss it. and I think I'd miss what it was, but it's not. There's not like a big hole to fill because the hole's already gone.
Yeah, I think if this was 15 years ago, when we were doing like the convention circuit every weekend kind of thing, it felt like. I know for me especially, if they'd have just gone, it's done, we would have gone, what the hell? Where do we go from here? It would have been a complete like, oh my god, what do I do with my life? Whereas now I'm going, thank you, cool, move on. It's a weird feeling.
And there'll be people out there who are feeling like that now, because there'll be people out there who love what was just happened and stuff, and that's fair play. That's their opinion.
Yeah.
And they'll feel like that. But I don't think there's many of those people. And that's not just me making a blasé statement. There ain't many left.
No, for sure. For sure. What about our friend at the Metro? Who we're going to miss more than ever.
Is she the same woman who said that Doctor Who was not for the white male? I think she was.
Yes,
I'm pretty confident
I think
she
so.
was.
I need to like do dinner with her or something. That's going to be my life's mission, because it's nuts.
She did something the other day, and now there was a statement about something, and I clicked on the link and I said, I bet I know who's written this, and it was her again.
Yeah.
So she really has it in for people like you and me, and just the general in society. She really dislikes just having a go. I can't remember what it was she was whinging about, and it was just like, oh, shut up. So she basically
because the article saying, I know exactly who should be the next showrunner, and you and I looked at each other and went, are you sure? Positive about that?
Because she just picked one of the directors who had already directed episodes in Jodie Whittaker's era, and you just think, you don't really understand the problem. That is the problem. And I'll be frank, just because it's a woman and she's of Indian descent doesn't mean she ought to be the showrunner. It's got to be someone who can write episodic television, understands the product, can write sci-fi, because most of the people that did the Jodie Whittaker era were picked for other reasons and had never done sci-fi. You've got to have a certain skill to write sci-fi TV, and most of them had no clue. Yeah, so kind of come in and said, I know what we'll do. We're going to do more of the same because that's what everybody wants. No.
Yeah, this is a problem, my dear.
Yes, it needs clean sweep, clean slate, something completely different.
Just like we had in 2005, where you go, it's been gone for 20 years. Everyone's forgotten what we're doing. Let's have a fresh start. Yeah. And have something that is different and camp and funny, and the classic, like, if and when it comes back, you probably are going to need a name to bring it back for a season, and then have an unknown. And I think, again, like, casting Ncuti was wrong. Not because of him, because of where he was in his career. You're going, you're here, not here. And this is a problem. You're looking to go this way, and Doctor Who is not going to let you do that.
Because
it needs someone who's going to live and breathe it for a bit.
Because that's actually a really good point. Because people say, "Oh, he's just like Matt Smith." No. Matt Smith was completely unknown. Ncuti was known. He wasn't. He was on a different level to Tennant known when Tennant first came in. But he wasn't like that's Matt Smith. Matt Smith was nobody. No one knew who he was outside body theatre and stuff like that. Ncuti people he's recognisable because he'd been in TV and he'd done film. So they picked the wrong person for lots of reasons, and I get the impression that he didn't really like it anyway, and didn't really fully understand what he was. Well, he probably understood it, but maybe not fully understood what he was picking up, and didn't like it, and didn't like the spotlight. Granted, fair play to him. I feel sorry for him. He picked it up at the wrong time with a lot of negative spotlight on him. But I get the impression he didn't like doing the extra stuff. Or he didn't do any extra stuff, did he? Again, because it's in its death throes. There wasn't all the extra stuff to do. Don't get me wrong, really nice person at convention, but I get the feeling he didn't want it. He didn't like the baggage that came with it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You need not to pile on, but you need someone who is going to be that doing all the extra bits and pieces to advocate for it, to to drag it along. It's you're asking a lot of that person to like bring the show with them. And again, it's like if they're not doing those extras, then it suffers as a result.
And especially when it comes to relaunching it, the baggage is going to be even heavier on a person. So you're probably right. A big name person to just get it back, like Eccleston, and then you relaunch it off the back of that person.
Yeah. But it's then the question of if they're doing this competitive tender now, well, actually, you go, well, that tender process is going to take a year to 18 months.
Yeah, at least.
So we're talking nothing before the end of 2027.
No,
you then need to film something. So 2028
at your earliest.
At the very earliest.
Yeah.
But actually, how long should you leave it? Do you leave it for the minimum amount of time to rely on that people going, oh, I want it back, or do you just go, do you know what, 5 years minimum, 10 years minimum, and you go, well, actually, what company is going to commit to something that long in the future? It's that double-edged sword of, are you going to want to record something next week, or are we doing this in a decade's time? And that's a difficult question to answer. Because again, like, where is the world going to be at that stage?
No, where's TV going to be?
Yeah. Is Doctor Who even going to be a viable genre for modern TV audiences?
Who knows? I'm just thinking 70th anniversary, 2033, relaunch it on November, whatever it is, 2033.
November 23rd?
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah. See, it's bad, isn't it? Maybe just relaunch it on the 70th. Then you eliminate the baggage of an anniversary episode. You start with something brand new, bang, November. And then special, and then roll it into 2034 for a full series. There you go. BBC, you can have that one for free.
Yeah. And actually, that's not a bad shout.
Yeah, because it gives you time, nearly 10 years, 7 years, to sort it out, and you just drop it on the anniversary.
Like we said, though, is that too long for the modern cycle of stuff? Has it been forgotten about by then? Have you then got to overcome inertia? Do you do something in the interim?
Well, I was going to talk about that, so I suppose it's interesting now, interim. So when it got cancelled before, you had all the stories with Paul McGann, and then obviously Big Finish have done all their stuff. What we're left with at the moment is nothing, because 15 regenerated into what we don't know. Billy Piper, that concept hasn't been written, and would Billy Piper have signed up for her likeness to be used in comic books, cartoons? No, probably not, because she did it as a one-off. And this is what really grates me, the only thing we're left with is the Fugitive Doctor, and therein lies the problem. What you're left with is a reminder of possibly the worst thing that they've done to the show that killed it off for me. And if they're going to, because they've got something, they already announced it, hadn't they, before this kicked off, a cartoon with her and a comic book strip with her in it, which is fine. And
I think there's some sort of CBB, I think it was like Big Finish stuff or something as well.
Yeah, she's doing a crossover thing.
Yeah,
but I was thinking about it the other day. Yeah, we're not even left with a Doctor that can continue the stories in the gap because there isn't one. Possibly it's a good thing. I suppose Big Finish, unlike 20 years ago, will fill that hole with other stories with all the other Doctors. But
yeah,
the Fugitive Doctor thing is still going to be dangling there, and that's my biggest point. And I'll come to it now. And we can talk about what we want to do. Is if they bring it back, how are they going to bring it back? Are they just going to bring it back as a continuation of RTD and just forget Billy Piper ever happened? One option. Are they going to bring it back and explain what Billie Piper was. Another option. Are they going to soft reboot it somehow and not explain anything, kind of like 20 years ago? Or are they just going to completely reboot it and start something else? Option. Or are they going to try and fix some of the biggest problems that have been caused, i.e. the Timeless Child? And other people would say 13, 14 and 15, because a lot of people have been saying that. So lots of contentious things to talk about.
I think they're going to bring it back with David Tennant sat in Donna's garden still.
Yeah, exactly. He's still out there.
Yeah, he's still sat there. Yeah, the TARDIS explodes and Tennant just takes over again. He's back for the 50th time.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100 more years.
There's lots of things they can, whoever it is, couldn't do. But some of the biggest mistakes that were made, I'm not saying 13, 14 were necessarily mistakes, but the Timeless Child thing was a mistake. And I'm stand by that. And I'd say it to his face. It was a mistake. And that's what alienated the people that were left. They need to fix that somehow.
I think we've probably reached a point where the weight of canon and story and loose threads is so heavy that if you even look at it wrong, it will bury you. True. So I think that if and when they bring it back, we need an Eccleston-esque one where you go, this is a character, this is who they are, and the history doesn't exist. But if you then want to address it, like they did in 2005, they go, well, actually, this is what happens. You can then add it in gradually, and it just becomes part of the thing. Yeah, but it's then you just go, well, actually, how do we deal with that bit?
Yeah, it's either completely ignore it, pretend it didn't happen, and then build it on that. You just have him as but then canon, fandom, general public likes the numbers. They like 16th Doctor. They like 15th Doctor. So they'll have to say that Joe Bloggs is the 16th Doctor. They've kind of, the canon itself is like a living organism, isn't it? It dictates what it wants. So the one thing I did see the other day, and I don't agree with it, but some people were bouncing around the ideas of doing a prequel with a young William Hartnell on Gallifrey, and I thought...
But didn't they do that with Class? Wasn't that what that was meant to be?
Oh, no, I thought that Class was on Earth. It was kids on Earth. It wasn't.
Was it?
On Gallifrey. Yeah, definitely, because it was the same school...
he was the caretaker. I thought it was meant to be bloody the Doctor and the Martyr of the teenage years.
No, it was the school.
As you can tell, I really paid attention to what they were doing with this.
Where the school that was in canon from 1963, whatever. Yeah. It was that one.
Coal Hill?
Yeah, the one where Ian thingy was the teacher at.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
But yeah, there is the other option of just doing a reboot and starting again with a whole new raft of Doctors, but then you'd alienate the hardcore fans completely then, and it would just go, whoa, it would just fall on its arse. So I genuinely don't know how they're going to fix that. It's a difficult one because it leaves a bad taste in your mouth, especially the Timeless Child thing does.
I think you might just have to get to the point where you just restart it and go, yes, they are Dr. X, and then just not mention the past.
Well, maybe that's it. Doctor Who is very good at referencing its past, but it also gets very waterlogged, very stuck in its past. And if you actually, like you said, like Eccleston at the start, you leave it, reference it, and walk away from it, and don't talk about it again, and start from Doctor 1, number 16, and just go that way.
Yeah.
And then bring them back.
Yeah. And if you can work out how to address it, you can then add in stuff. Because the problem is, everyone likes those scenes, like in 11th Hour, where suddenly you're flashing through all the faces and then Matt just walks through it.
Yeah.
And it's that sort of big swelling music of, oh, actually, I'm all these people, blah, 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 blah. And you go, hello, I'm me.
Well, maybe, and yeah, if you think about it, if we went for the 2033 example, the older Doctors are going to be very old.
Yes.
Even Paul McGann's not going to be able to push it in another, 7 years. He's looking, and then you've got Eccleston's looking old anyway, or everybody's looking old. So you could argue a lot of them wouldn't come back anyway. Maybe that's it. Maybe the answer is you don't overtly have any of them in it and actually divorce yourself from the past canon and concentrate on the future and do it that way. And then that way, don't have to mention the Timeless Child, don't have to mention any of it, and just be very clear and concise with it. I'm Time Lord. I'm from Gallifrey. This is my 16th regeneration. That's all you need to know. Yeah.
Even though I capped at 13 and yada, yada, yada. And this is how it all happened. And here's my backstory. No! And here's my granddaughter, but I can't have children, so it's a problem. And oh no, what have I done? It's all gone wrong.
Maybe it's, there was somebody who is extremely critical of Doctor Who online said, just, make the whole last 3 Doctors part of a Valiard scheme, and it was all one big kind of lie, and have a Capaldi regenerated to Hugh Laurie. And I thought, you know what, that's not a bad idea. Because it's a big actor, it's an English actor, someone who could carry it. One person, somebody else did say, and I agree with this, don't have any stories in 21st century Earth. Just completely divorced from these Earthbound stories, which just seems to be the norm. Now, originally, I remember going back to 2005, it was because RTD used to say, it's because the viewer kind of sees the normality of it. Make it completely different. Time and space. Get them out in space. Get them out in time. And actually, as we've been talking, I've been thinking, maybe change the format. Don't go for 12 episodes or 10 episodes of different stories. Go back to the old school. One story over 6 episodes or something like that. Do it different. Again, different format might work.
If the Beeb are struggling for budget, you do the Third Doctor. You sit him in a field, reunit, and go, right, lads, drink tea, fight sea devils, done.
Well, yeah, you can flip it that. I think actually the one story, multiple episodes thing would be different, and it might work.
Well, like we've said many times before, a lot of the stories, you go, this needs an extra half an hour or an extra hour or an extra bit.
Yeah.
And suddenly, 3 30-minute episodes or 4 30-minute episodes or like 3 45s, you can then have like multiple cliffhangers and all that sort of stuff in there, and you go, yes, this is better.
You could do it. I know you have to look at the audience, obviously for kids, but you could have like a proper mystery style, thriller style thing that runs with lots of twists and turns that you don't really know what's going on, and it's all a bit kind of a bit creepy and stuff like that. Still scary and still accessible, but have that story like a I don't know, like Broadchurch. I still don't know how Chibnall wrote Broadchurch. I'm sure someone else wrote it for me. But where you've got the twists and the turns and the characters and stuff like that.
I think you've almost inadvertently hit the nail on the head. Like when you said, like make it untenable for the kids and stuff. I think what they need to do first and foremost is decide what Doctor Who actually is.
Who it's for.
Get a case of, you have an elevator pitch. You have 60 seconds to tell me what this show is. And if you can't do it, we're not doing it. And I think this is the problem. It's so, like we said, it's got so caught up in itself that actually it's this impenetrable mess that, could you imagine watching it for the first time and just going, what the hell is this?
Yeah, and actually, I think that's the main takeaway. You have the award for the main takeaway of this conversation is, even we probably lost sight of it. Who is Doctor Who for? Yeah. Is it for families? Young kids? Is it for
grumpy old men?
Grumpy old men? The old fandom? Is it for the new Who fandom who've grown up with it since 2005? Or is it for this transient fandom who came in sort of during the last 3 series and kind of took over the fandom, and that's who they pitched it to? Who's it for? I think they've lost sight of who their target audience is. Yeah. They don't know who it's for, and they're writing it for different people. They're writing it for themselves, and it's got lost. And I think that's probably it. I think that's it. It's got so lost in itself that they don't know who it's for.
Yeah. And is it, again, like we've touched on it before, where we said like showrunners are fans and they grew up watching it, and you think, well, actually, is that a good thing? Because actually, I don't think it is.
Not anymore.
Because a fan will be doing their version of fan casting, and he's going, no, you need to be making a show for the masses, not for what you think it should be. It's a classic fancy booking, isn't it? Of, I think it's been really good. Yeah, but you're the only one. And I think that's where it's disappeared into itself, where you're going, this is not... So, like, I was thinking, if I was watching Who for the first time, and the first episode I watched was Chuti's first episode, so Space Babies.
Oh, God.
Could you imagine? As a youngster, I'd be going, what the hell is this? Yeah, you've defeated the enemy by farting. Okay.
Yeah.
Just...
Yeah. No, I think it is a valid point. Is it needs someone who understands... I hate the phrase, the Britishness of it. Someone who understands the what's the word? Not character, the personality of the show. It needs someone who understands that. They could be American or whoever, but someone who's seen the show, or at least will commit to seeing the show and understanding what it means. But you're right. It needs, who's it for? How are they accessing it? And there's so many things floating around. So I think, it needs that person who's willing to change things to make it right for the audience they're pitching it for. Yeah.
And I think that's the thing. They've got to be an advocate for the audience, not an advocate for themselves or a idea or a political stance or anything. Okay, so right, this is what the show is. End of discussion. And they need to stand on a soapbox and pronounce that from the rooftops, just going, right, this is what this show is. And if you don't like it, fine.
Yeah, I think, because I was thinking, because when it came back in 2005, the advocates in the fandom were our parents, us to a certain extent, our age group, because we'd seen it live, but mainly it was our parents. And it was living off that reputation. When it comes back again, you're going to have a heck of a lot more reputation, good and bad, because a heck of a lot more people have seen it and got their opinions of it. So, whereas before it could ride that wave of nostalgia, it can't ride that wave of nostalgia anymore, because A, people have got the internet, B, people have got longer memories. They'll remember stuff. So it needs something else. Yeah, and someone who can champion it and actually say, no, this is my vision for the show. This is what we're doing. This is who we're pitching it at. And I'm going to have to sort something. But will the BBC let them do it? Because the BBC, can't say in 2033, at the moment, have a very, what's the word, without trying to sound confrontational, certain way of doing programs and a certain certain boxes they need to tick. And would the BBC let someone come in and say, no, I'm going to do it my way? How much say are they going to have on what they want to see from their program?
If it's going out to competitive tender, in theory, that person tendering can go, right, you bring a brand name, I bring everything else. I bring the checkbook.
Depends what the deal is. Yeah.
I suppose. Yeah. And I think at the end of the day, Auntie just need to get over it. and you just go, right, guys, if you're letting me do this, I'm doing it. And you are going to need someone with massive bollocks.
Yeah, someone who, again,
yeah,
and that's where the Americans come in. Someone who is not new, is not like what's the face in Metro saying, "Oh yeah, it's really young up and coming thing." No, it needs to be someone who's got the pedigree to actually go, no, this is how we're doing things. This is how I'm doing it, and can push back against BBC.
Yeah, you need that seasoned veteran who can just go, right, this is what I am doing. End of. And if the Beeb turn around and go, oh, we don't know, we go, no, shut up, get back in your box.
Yeah,
we are doing this show because I'm bringing the cash.
Yeah, because I suppose that's slightly different, isn't it? It's not just a showrunner; it's someone who's going to bring the finances, so they'll have a financial stake in the product rather than just I'm writing this how I want to write it.
Yeah, it's what the Disney deal should have been rather than what the deal was, kind of thing.
Yeah, because they were really, Disney were just a distributor, really, weren't they? They paid the money and left Bad Wolf to write and produce it. It's like a 3-way deal, effectively, wasn't it? And the BBC stuck their name to it.
And again, like the fact that RTD's company is called Bad Wolf, you just go, come on. It's just, no wonder it's just incestuous because you've named your production company after the gag that you put in a season.
I think
and you just go, you're riding your own coattails here, guys.
In fact, he brought back all the same people. Because, we had this. It's like bringing back a load of yes men. It's like, and it's brilliant. It's great. But no one's probably been any critical to going, this isn't going to work. People aren't going to like this.
You're trying to capture the magic the second time around.
Yeah,
the problem is the magic's already escaped.
Yeah, that's it. You underestimate. It's just not going to work second time around.
It's a shame, and you feel like a period of mourning kind of thing. It's going, this is just. But by the same token, you're going, cool. I'm glad it's gone.
Yeah,
and I hate feeling like this.
Yeah,
it's the old Simpsons meme, isn't it? Of stop, he's already dead, and he's going, please just stop it.
It's been dead for a while.
Yeah.
I genuinely interested to see what happens now. It did make me chuckle to go from tangent. All these YouTube channels and all these websites saying, I know who's been picked as a doctor, so and so has been approached, it's official, these are all the rumors. Nobody was approached because the story didn't even happen. So there's quite a lot of people who have kind of just made that up for clicks, and actually none of it's been true, because I think the only thing is true is no actor or actress wants to go near the show either, and who would want to be fair at this point.
And I think that's the thing, like we said before, it started as a holy grail and is now a poison chalice.
Yeah, no one wants to be anywhere near, because it was the stepping stone to stardom, although poor Matt Smith it always seems something goes wrong with his films, or he gets written out of them.
But again, like when Smith was announced, the fact it was a whole TV special.
The Cabaldi cinema special.
With
Zoe Ball.
I still hate that so much.
What was the phrase? Burn it with fire.
Yeah, just burn it with fire. I remember sitting there with you, and I was just raging. I was so angry; it wasn't even funny. That's the thing. It's not the first time we've had that where I've just been sat in the cinema going, I hate this so much. What is going on? But the Matt Smith announcement was really good because you had all this build to it,
and then just popped up on the screen,
and they just popped up on the screen and goes, "Hi," and you go, "Who? What? What? What is
really,
this?"
It was really well done, and it was like, yep, that's it.
Yeah,
boop, done.
Yeah, and the fact that no one knew beforehand.
Yeah, and that was back in the day when nothing leaked and everything was kept super quiet. And that's the other thing why I thought something weird was going on, because nothing had leaked at all. And I remember one of the interviews he had with Russell, and he said, it's all quiet, it's all top secret. We're not telling anybody because we want it all to be a surprise at Christmas. There's no leaks. I should have realised at the time fully what that actually meant, because there isn't. I was going
to say the BBC, like a colander, it's so full of holes.
You can't leak. You can't keep anything. They've never been able to keep anything quiet for years.
Which is why all these YouTube channels going, oh, you know who's going to be the next Doctor. Actually, was that the Beeb just going, oh well,
maybe it was.
yeah,
It was the
literally,
Beeb
yeah,
just
literally being a
pushing
leaky ship on purpose,
just throwing out every young actor
yeah.
and actress's name just to keep the ball. I never thought about that. Actually, maybe it is all these sites were actually genuinely getting scoops, but they're all just lies.
Yeah, they're all nonsense.
Or agents of these
that'd
actors.
That'd be a fun job, wouldn't it? Yeah.
We're just kind of bigging it up, just trying to get their actor some more traction by just saying the name.
Yeah. Could you imagine it? What's your job this week? Well, I'm running a disinformation campaign for Doctor Who.
I've got to contact all these YouTube people pretending I'm an inside scoop.
A whistleblower from the BBC going, guess what I've heard? Could you imagine it? That'd be a great job. What's your job? I've got to lie to YouTubers. Oh God. But yeah, it's weird. It's just a weird feeling. And I saw an article recently. This is the first time in like 60 years that there's no Doctor Who and no Star Trek at the same time. So literally, there is no sci-fi.
And I've seen another article, and again, I'm that way inclined to believe it, that the three major sci-fi franchises in the world went woke and are now going broke. Because Star Wars is near enough finished, with The Mandalorian getting such low box office. Star Trek, the last series thing, was absolutely panned. The Star Trek Academy, I think, for going completely with Klingons wearing skirts and all sorts of random stuff. And obviously the Doctor Who did. And I yeah, harsh that it is, I tend to agree with it. So in the space of so many years, those three major franchises will probably disappear.
So like we've joked about before, Trump's got 2.5 years left of being president?
Well,
that's
he could hit
perfect timing.
Yeah. He could hit 2033, it'd be brilliant. Where's my picture? Yeah. I've got to find me picture of Trump and a
make Doctor Who great again. I can see it now.
Well, we've said in our political views that the UK is always about 5 years behind the US, so we'll hit the mega campaign just as Trump becomes the 16th Doctor.
Yeah. Introducing DJT as the 16th Doctor. I can see it now.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Who would be his companion? Who's one of these random women that he has in his thing? Oh, what's the woman who just got fired? The Ice Barbie. What's her name? Oh, I've forgotten her name.
Gnome.
Yeah, Kirsten Gnome, isn't it? She could be the companion.
Christy Gnome.
Christy Gnome.
Yeah.
There we go. We've got. This is it.
I mean, I thought it'd be Erica Kirk. How did you get cancelled, Matt? Well,
if we could get together some money, we could pitch it. We could go into the tender. Why not? I've got some savings. I'm sure you have. We could.
Oh God!
We could sell your shop, and we could put a tender in here. Think about it. We could bring back Doctor Who as the ultimate MAGA right-wing TV show. People would love it.
I think I've just been disowned by my entire friend group. I can hear them shouting at me already.
Right. Brigadier. We'll keep the Brigadier a woman, but we'll get Liz Truss to be the Brigadier because she's out of a job. Right. This is writing itself. I need to get down. I need to get a pen and paper. This is right. Hang on. Let me just Google. How do you compete? How do you
How do we tender for Doctor Who?
Do you tender for a BBC TV show? Right, there must be a way of doing this. Oh, hello.
Online form coming up.
Competitive tender. There is a website.
Oh, God. Dear audience, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's a lot of money. Pre-qualification. We've got to demonstrate financial standing and technical ability. Well, we can do technical. Meet the BBC's requirement. Take his supplier's past performance and experience. Oh dear.
You've been on Doctor Who. That's past experience.
Yeah, you run a shop. You know how to do. You know money. It's business. Where's the link for where it is? Find a tender. Here we go.
Oh God.
Is that it? No. Hang on, commissioning website. This must be it. How we commission. Oh, come on. I've got to find this. There must be a... There must be a website for it, mustn't there? You'd think.
Are we too soon?
Maybe they haven't actually got it. Oh, site cannot be reached. Oh, it's because someone's messed around with the thing.
Because everyone's trying to tender at the same time. That's a problem.
Now I'm in the government to find a public procurement contract.
Oh, Christ.
I think we can do this. We can write this. Get a bit of AI on it. We can write a series.
Oh, you hurt me, Sim. You hurt me.
We don't need a writing team. We just need Donald J. Trump and Erica Kirk. I can't believe he said that.
And Liz Truss.
And Liz Truss as the brigadier.
Oh God. I was
going to say Nigel, but he's going to be busy.
Have we just recast Kate as bloody as Liz Truss?
Yeah, it's got a woman in it. We're sorted. I was going to say Nigel, but he's going to be busy.
We could have. Well, he can do a cameo.
Yeah, he could do cameo as a prime minister because he'll be that.
Because he will be
in this lifetime. Yeah, so that'll be great. He'll love that.
Are we living in the worst timeline? Do I need to grow a goatee?
Who would be the master? It's got to be someone lefty, someone a bit who's really opposite, crazy lefty. Who's just really Bernie Sanders? No, he wouldn't do it. He's American. We need someone British. Oh no, we've got Donald Trump though, don't we? So we just need someone who doesn't like Donald Trump. Yeah. Oh, Gavin Newsom. There we go. We will approach. He looked really good with a beard. A proper master beard. It's writing itself. I might stay up tonight. I'm going to write a 12-episode pitch.
Oh God.
View current opportunities.
I fear my friends are never going to talk to me again after this episode. I think I've just cancelled myself from my entire friend group.
I found the link. There is only one opportunity at the moment for Sport Library PAM. What's that?
Oh.
Obviously, we're not doing that one. So I know the website. This is the website I'm going to be checking every day until this pops up. And then we'll be on it. Production assistant
management. I need to remortgage the house. That'd be the problem. The cash would be the problem, I fear.
Yeah, but we could do it.
Yeah. We'll do it on a budget. Small budget. Actually, we'll get Donald to fund it. He's rich enough.
Well, these people do all these fan films. All we need is a Donald Trump lookalike. There's plenty of them. Pay for their plane ticket over here, and we'll just film a pilot episode. It's just writing itself. We just need a camera. I've got a camera knocking around here somewhere. Raw kind of handheld footage. It's different. It's not flashy. Yeah. Buy some make MAGA caps. We'll be sorted.
Like I say, we've got our villain for the story arc as well. We can bring back Saltil. Yeah, the circle completes itself.
Is Saltil a raging leftist?
I don't know.
I don't know what his political leanings are. It's maybe I didn't flesh that part of his storyline out. What his political connotations were.
Oh Christ!
Yes.
Oh God.
Right. I'm on this now. This genuinely
join us next time for when we submitted our Doctor Who bid, I guess.
Oh yeah, right. Yes, I think on that bombshell, because that is a really good bombshell. We can quite literally say we have given you our pitch for what we think should happen to Doctor Who. We've talked about it, and I think that's all we can do for today. Right, Matt's broken, so I'll say bye-bye from me.
See you later. Bye.